Hello, and welcome back to the Wars We Waged. Today, I will be discussing the Battle of the Bulge. Before we get started, please remember to check out my Tumblr blog at wagedwars.tumblr.com, or just simply click the link in the description. It really helps me out a lot. Now let's begin. After the initial landings on D-Day and other Allied landings throughout France, the advancing liberators pushed quickly through the German defenders occupying France. The speed of the reoccupation effort was so swift that many of the supply lines for Americans and other Allied troops were spreading thin. Many of the Allied soldiers had barely any time to rest, as they were ordered to push and push further into the German-controlled territory. This left many Allied troops exhausted and fatigued after the long weeks of constant fighting. Hitler knew this fact quite well and would use it to his advantage. The Führer's plan was to reuse his early war strategies and push through the Ardennes forest, just like he had invaded France in the 1940. He hoped to push the Axis forces through the thick Ardennes forest and capture the city of Antwerp, a very important city in the American and British supply chains. This would cut the Allied front in two pieces, making it significantly easier to deal with the two divided fronts. Hitler's commanders understood that the chances of success with this plan were slim. On December 16, 1944, the plan was enacted, beginning with a 2-hour-long artillery bombardment to soften up Allied troops for the assault of infantry and tanks. The Germans achieved great success in the starting days of the battle, achieving complete surprise on the battle-weary Allied forces. The foggy and cloudy weather provided Axis forces with perfect conditions to catch the Americans off guard and take many prisoners. By December 18th, the 101st Airborne Division was completely surrounded by German troops. They sheltered in the small town of Bastogne, holding off the German attackers for an astonishing 7 days. They were freezing with hardly any adequate clothing, low on ammo and food. By December 25th, the German offensive, suffering from low fuel, small food rations, and lack of ammunition, started to falter and stopped. On January 3rd, the Allied forces had begun the offense against the Axis to retake the land they had lost since September 16th. The lack of fuel caused many German tank crewmen to leave their armor behind as they retreated. By the end of January, all territory lost to Hitler's offensive was regained by Allied troops. The Americans lost a large total of 20,000 men during the offensive. The Germans lost a larger 60,000 men and half of the tanks used in the offensive. Thank you very much for watching, and another last reminder, check out my blog on Tumblr, link in the description. It really helps me out a bunch. Thank you for watching.